to pop up to tell me that it's doing something. Alright, we'll give it a few minutes. If not, we'll just restart this. Alright, I think we're all set. Let's continue off. I think we were trying to solve a murder the last time. It's kind of like space Sherlock Holmesing it. I'm gonna try really hard not to make weird drinking noises because I'm also having like my coffee at the same time we're doing this. Alright. So we're still not quite there, but it looks good. Everything seems to be broadcasting fine. Alright, let's do this. I'm going to try to be less critical.
We are working on accessing more
Try. I make no promises, but try.
All non-relevant.
Something I can help you with?
I'm looking into the Nilkin Rensis murder charge.
And?
I want to go to EOS and retrieve Chief Reynolds' body.
That isn't usually Pathfinder business.
First murder in Andromeda, and I'm impartial. Figured you'd want to get it right.
Settling an outpost comes first. But I suppose I have no objections. Physical evidence will only bolster the case.
The more certain we can be, the better.
All right, but let's keep it quiet. I don't want people thinking we're reopening the case. I hope anything you find reaffirms what's been done, but if it sheds a different light, we'll deal with it. We'll send the coordinates of the murder scene. Good luck.
That's all. Thanks for your time.
My pleasure. I see great things in our future.
Maybe it's because I'm less tired, but I'm trying really hard to appreciate the game for the things it does give me today. Not always, but today. I think some of the things it does really well are like the dialogue. I've always really loved the Mass Effect dialogue box. I really appreciate, for the most part, the gameplay and mechanics. Maybe not specifically in this one, but in general. Okay, because we sent that mission that one time, right? So they gained a level, but we failed, apparently. Well, shit. Expires upon completion, expires whatever, expires. I'm gonna go with the ones that expire the closest that I'm able to do. Okay, this one. I feel like they're not going to be able to do this. I mean, I could be wrong, but I feel like that's not something they're going to be able to do. 5% chance of success. That seems unlikely. Okay. Is there a way to check that without, like, going into it? Like, if they... I feel like they're gonna fail. I mean, I could do it here, and maybe I will do one of these soon, just to... Okay, so this one they could do. Identify the spy. Let's send them to do that one, okay? Oh wait, do I have to currently recruit it? There we go. Okay, so they're gonna do that mission. And it's just waiting on them. So, I mean, they got a pretty decent chance of success. The thing is, I really don't like doing multiplayer. Like, I've never liked multiplayer things. I occasionally play stuff like World of Warcraft with friends, but that's about it. And so I think I find games that take something that was RPG, like, say, Mass Effect, and try to make it a multiplayer, it suddenly becomes less desirable to me. And I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing for everybody. A lot of people really enjoy multiplayer or multiplayer aspects to games. A lot of my friends do. I think I just play video games either to be a spectator or to play it myself and not to have to follow somebody around. And I find too much of multiplayer is just following somebody around and shooting something. Which gets a little boring after a while, you know? Like, nobody just wants to spend all of their time following somebody around. Okay, let's see what our big thing was. Confront the saboteur. Let's go do that. Oh, crud. I do have to admit, I was watching somebody talk about, I was reading somebody, probably on Reddit, most likely, discuss the game, and one of their complaints was the multiple file folders for all of the journal entries and all of the God, I can't think. All of the journal entries and all of the assignments, and I have to admit, it's kind of annoying. It's like 1,000 different categories for stuff, and like, okay, so it's not just like I go into Helios assignments and then it's like I click on it and it pops down. It's like I have to click on it, click on the one I want, hope I don't double click, go back again, and here we go. But I did read recently that they were looking at doing some updates for Mass Effect, so that would make me much happier. Hopefully that update will include getting rid of this thing, or the map thing. Apparently, I'm going to try it out actually. Somebody was saying you can tab out of the map. Yeah, I mean, that sort of works. I mean, it works, it's just... Why did... Oh, okay, no. I thought that said confront the murderer. I was like, did I just do this wrong? We haven't actually been down here, but that's because I knew that it was like this area. Let's talk to Cora.
Hey there. You okay? Those guys really grilled you. And Addison. First Pathfinder they've seen in over a year. All she can do is question your competence?
I don't know why that surprises anybody, really. Nothing I can handle. Let's go with her reaction is understandable.
She understands the stakes. If I fail, we...
You won't.
Let's hope not.
You won't. That's the end of it. I worked out logistics with Director Tan. They're giving us a ship and crew. He said their best is taking care of it.
I still need to head back to the Ark and check in with Sam.
Sounds good. While you're there, maybe see how your brother's doing.
I keep forgetting that I'm actually supposed to have this twin brother thing. Okay, I'm gonna go to the habitation deck. I'm gonna be honest, the first time when I was playing this through, before I was recording it, and I just did a little, I didn't actually play the whole thing through, obviously, but when I played the little bit through, I got this far, and I made it actually to Eos, and that was as far as I made it. But when I was going through that menu, I don't know if you saw it, let me take you back to it. So there's this menu here where it shows you where to go, so there's your options, right? I didn't realize that those were different options, so I kept clicking on the same one over and over again and being so confused when I'd come out in the same place. I was like, am I just trapped in a loop? Am I stuck? It's because you have to actually go to each one separately and highlight it with, like, your looking feature, I guess. I kind of wish it was more like points or like an elevator, like you just clicked a button kind of thing. Not because it's not pretty, that's beautiful, it's great looking. It's just a little clunky in terms of efficiency, which tends to bother me a little bit, not gonna lie, I'm that person.
This is the captain. Take the reliable ship hold and await further instructions.
Zara Kellis?
Zara.
Yes?
I have evidence you've been sabotaging the Nexus.
Way to come right out
What?
and say it.
No, I'd never... I've been looking into this myself. I have the scans to prove it. Here, I'll transfer the scans I took to your Omni tool.
Funny. Raj was investigating the same thing, and it led us to you.
My scans point at Raj as the one.
So unless someone was setting us both up, I just don't understand.
The data Miss Callis has accumulated is strangely similar to Mr. Pattel's. A third party seems likely.
I like how that's like a surprise. You've been set up? Let's go with
The real
Fitzy, but-
saboteur could be setting you both up.
Because we both figured out something was going on? That would make sense. It's better than thinking Raj could have done this. But it means all the data I have is useless. Wish I had access to the security cams.
Overall,
I bet we
the
could
tech
find
streak
something
is
there.
amazing.
You stay put, so whoever did this doesn't realize we're onto them. I'll check out the security cams. Raj,
And really,
you
the
there?
talking graphics not
Yes.
that bad. But
How did
the
it go?
face
Is it-
graphics are.
Is it really her?
Wasn't her. She had proof pointing at you. I figure someone's been messing with you both. Just keep a low profile and don't talk to anyone. I'm on it.
Pathfinder, it's good to see you. Word is there's been trouble on the station.
We just got here. How did you know that already?
Word gets around.
Does it now?
People talk to me. Anyway, as soon as we establish outposts, everything will even out. I'm sure of it.
What about your family?
I'm an orphan. My parents died on the Mindoir colony when it was attacked years ago. No siblings. I left some friends and distant relatives behind, but I have friends here too. I love piloting, but I like the idea of going back to my roots and farming like my parents did. Someday.
So I mean, I like the depth of these features. Like, I like being able to ask people questions and get a little bit more depth about them. But what other things I miss? I think even about the last Mass Effect, about all of the Mass Effects, was when you ask somebody a question like that, there was usually a follow-up question or a set of follow-up questions. So it'd be like, and your family, should talk about her family, and then she'd say, you know, I'd like to go back to my farming like my parents did someday. And then you'd ask them another question like, oh, okay, you know, how long have your family been farmers or something? And then you'd go through that. I feel like there's not the same depth here. Like, there's a lot of options, but there's not depth to those questions. You're not really getting any personality from it. You're just getting kind of like a basic, like, this person likes to farm. Cool.
Why did you join the initiative?
The most popular question on the station. Honestly, I wouldn't have known about this project if Nozomi hadn't reached out to me.
Nozomi?
Captain Dunn. Of all the captains I've piloted for, she's the best. I've always been a wanderer at heart. When she asked me to be her pilot, how could I say no to the adventure of a lifetime?
How do you feel about all this now that we're here?
Hopeful. I know it's a rose-colored outlook, but someone's got to keep the positivity coming, right?
That's fair.
Have to go now. See you later.
You be careful out there.
Sorry, I just yawned a little bit there. I think I'm going the wrong way. Oh, it's Captain Dunn. Let's talk to her.
Ryder,
You're not on the bridge, Captain?
we powered it down. Can't afford to waste energy. Though Cryo Bay and Sam Node are exempt. And I told them to keep their hands off Alec's quarters. You have access now.
Thanks.
Hey, sorry about your father. He was really good at what he did. Just not so good at working with people. He was right about going planetside, though.
No need to sugarcoat it. He could be a pain in the ass.
He and I had our disagreements, that's for sure. Anyway, here's hoping you and I get along better. If there's anything else I can help with, let me know.
So I feel like one of the things this is missing is, like, because there's no Paragon / Renegade, I feel like my character's conversational options aren't as important. Like, she's just making these random, like, yeah, here's random smartass comment, or, okay, here's kind, benevolent comment, but they don't seem to have the same payoff.
Now that the Hyperion is docked, what will you do?
Normally, I'd supervise thawing out the colonists, but that's been put on hold. I hear you're the one helping resolve the issue. Good luck with that.
If someone had told you that you'd be in the Andromeda cluster even 5 years ago...
Are you kidding me? I'd have laughed them out of the quadrant. Although the way things are now isn't exactly what I was hoping for either. We all knew there was a possibility on arrival of less than ideal circumstances. When you sign up, you hope for the best and plan for the worst.
Why did you join the initiative? We're a long way from home.
How could I not? I love my job. Coming here, all this, it was just a logical extension of what I already do. Sailing through new stars, discovering new worlds. What self-respecting explorer could pass that up?
Thanks for the talk.
All right. I have requests to submit, administrators to harass, and people to wake up. I'd better get to it. Good luck out there.
So one of the things I really don't love is that there's not a lot of like background music. I know it's not like the biggest thing in the world, it's just I really like the soundtrack for the other ones. I found it really great to have on kind of as a background noise. And I miss that this doesn't have that, because I feel like a lot of the time I'm just kind of running around, not knowing where I'm going or what I'm doing. I don't think I can go this way. Alright, I guess we're going back up here. Why is that guy in, like, crouched position? Are you getting ready to beat down someone, dude? Okay, so see, yeah, like there's this one and then there's that one. Let's go to the cryo bay, just because I should probably check on my brother first. Seb is like, go check on your bro. Okay. This looks familiar. Good old cryo bay.
I'll make it right, Dash. I promise. Pathfinder, I'm Nigel McCoy. Just got out of cryo.
Welcome to Andromeda, Nigel.
Thank you. It's bittersweet, though. My little brother Dash was stationed on the Nexus. I just learned he died on Eos, trying to start a settlement.
That's awful. I'm sorry, Nigel.
Yeah. We were gonna start families out here together. I have a pendant our father wore. Dash had its match. Will you reunite them?
Of course.
In his digital journal, he mentioned a spot on Eos where he'd go to think. If you could leave the pendant there.
Alright, random.
Fisher,
Hey, it's
glad to
Fisher.
see you're doing better.
That was some expedition, hey? Captain said I'm going in the log as the first human to make contact with the kid. And Kirkland's the first casualty. Wish it could have gone differently.
I'm sure there are decent aliens here in Andromeda too. We just have to find them.
Well, I heard you're Pathfinder now. Sooner you figure out where they're hiding, the better.
Will do. Chin up.
Ryder, good to see you. Damn shame about your dad, though. I'm sorry we couldn't save him.
I haven't heard how he died.
Like a hero. That's how. That's the only part that matters.
I mean, sorry.
I met one Pathfinder. Well, two with you. But I figure that's the way to go. Taking your last breath on an uncharted world.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Now I just need to make sure your
saying I'd
brother
rather be
here
a
pulls
Spectre.
through.
How's my brother?
How's Scott doing?
His condition's stable. I see signs of REM activity in the brain, so he's dreaming. Means all the wiring still works.
How did this happen?
It was dumb luck, really. We hit the scourge at the worst possible moment, just as the stasis revival was kicking in. It's a vulnerable moment coming out of a 600-year nap, then wham! The circuits fried and overloaded the neural pathways. Don't worry, I'm on it. We're not losing another rider.
Are you staying here in the Hyperion?
You know that moment when you realize you're just getting too old?
Uh,
Ha, right,
Because
look
it's
who
like
I'm talking
15.
to. Trust me, it happens. For me, it was Habitat 7. Watching you guys running around, dodging lightning and the cat, it's a young man's game. Pains me to admit it, but it's passed me by.
You're probably like 40, dude. That's not that old. Just FYI.
What will you do on the Hyperion?
We still have thousands of people taking a nap here, and they need tending to. And this way, I can look out for Scott.
How did you end up with the initiative?
Well, you reach a point in life where you wonder, is that all there is? I'd accomplished everything in the Milky Way I could. I was locked into a future of diminishing returns. So coming here was the world's biggest midlife crisis. A chance to wake up in the morning and feel hope instead of arthritis.
Dude, you're super not that old.
That's all,
There's
Harry.
no way you're that old.
Thanks.
Don't be a stranger. If anything changes with Scott, I'll let you know.
Like, just... I mean, you got some gray hair, but that's about it. Oh, you're a person. Greer.
Greer, how you feeling?
Grateful. If you and Liam hadn't found me in that cave, God knows what those aliens would have done.
We couldn't leave a man behind.
Yeah, your father, Kirkland.
We'll never forget their sacrifice. It's a brave thing, risking your life for the greater good.
Yeah, just seems unfair. We barely got here. I'm sorry I'm not out there with you, but Kirkland was a friend, and I'm not cut out for this anymore.
Understood. Habitat 7 was a nasty wake-up call. You take care, Greer.
So, like, my whole team's just like, you know what,
Thanks
actually.
again.
Like, I know I'm supposed to be your team and your dad's dead. You're kind of, like, suffering here, but, no. Hi, Hayes. Do you want to chat? You want to have a chat?
Ryder.
Hayes, how's the wound?
Doc says I'll live. So this goes from a life-threatening gunshot to a story I'll tell my grandkids someday.
With no need to exaggerate.
Well, she's the
That was a
communication
tough
chick.
fight on Habitat 7.
Just glad to be on the other side of it.
I guess this is like the pod where Ryder was. Or other Ryder, Scott, dude. I already checked that. Don't really want to check it again. Check down here. Make sure nobody's like needing help. Nothing cool. No, nothing cool. Okay, let's get on here. We'll go confront the saboteur still. Investigate the security footage, actually. I find I run kind of janky. Oh well.
Tempest crew should report to the docking area at once.
Alright, that's still getting annoying. Hopefully they'll fix it.
This file is useless. Let's check another. And another scrambled file.
Coincidence seems unlikely.
Let's check another. This file is also corrupted. Definitely not a coincidence. You'd need pretty high clearance to mess with the security camera files. Somebody working for Kandros, maybe.
That is the most probable scenario.
Think you can get enough out of the files to find a match using biometric scans, Sam?
The files were badly scrambled, but if I combine all the available identifiers, it might work. Based on the limited information available, we are looking for a human male, assigned either to the Nexus or Hyperion. You will need to conduct scans from close proximity.
Probably looks
Got it.
really crazy that she's talking to herself all the time.
Tram technicians, please report to the Hyperion coupling
Okay, so scan security people, scan people transferred to Hyperion. Okay.
Inaccurate match. Inaccurate match.
coupling annex.
Okay, I guess they're on Hyperion. That's slightly terrifying.
This person is not a match. Scan results show a partial positive. Target is most likely suspect.
Dale Atkins, right? We need to talk.
Look, not to be rude, but I have work to do.
We know what you've been up to. You're done here.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just doing my job, that's all.
Proof says you've been up to no good.
Figures. Screw this. Screw all you hypocrites on this station. You weren't here when they kicked out our loved ones. Mutiny? We just wanted answers. My sister is out there. I don't even know if she's alive or...
I'm sorry for what happened, but setting explosives isn't the answer.
Neither was sending people into exile because they didn't agree with policy. I don't care what you think. The mutiny leaders were right to demand to know what was going on.
So you
You
decided to
could
push
have
it up?
hurt people. Killed them.
Like those who got killed when the leadership had the Krogan stomp on my friends? I'm done talking. I confess, it was me. Do whatever you want.
Not my call. The Nexus leaders will make that decision.
That lot make a decision. That'll be the day.
Woo, level up. That is not the right screen. There we go. Okay. I think I have it set so it auto levels up my friends here so that I don't have to do it because I'm lazy. I know technically you can get better, but it's exhausting enough leveling up my own character. Oh right, I wanted the grenade. It's stupid that you have to actually like get the grenade in order to use the grenade. Okay, that's not terrible. I mean, I'm probably doing this wrong, and people are probably going to criticize that, because I would, but I am unforgiving. However, okay, I'm at level 3. Let's do this. Let's, okay, what's actually our next quest thing? Alright, I have to go to,
Hello, Sarah. Welcome back to Sam Node. I've adjusted my connection to your implant. The headache you experienced before shouldn't reoccur.
Yeah, what was that about? You said we need to discuss something confidential?
You should know certain facts before you leave on your expedition. It seemed best we speak alone.
I don't understand the need for secrecy.
Your father felt it was for the best.
What was he trying to hide?
My true capabilities. Alec overrode the implant's safety protocols. It allows me unrestricted access to the Pathfinder's physiology.
And that's me now.
And only you. I can act as a force multiplier, dramatically enhancing your motor and neural skills when required. Alec called them profiles. They provide unique tactical augmentation during combat. Your father preferred to keep this fact to himself.
I feel like I should be open about it, because people deserve to know what the shit they're getting into, but... you know.
I can understand. People might get the wrong idea. Super soldiers. A computer having control over a human.
Providing an enhancement to the human. It is a symbiotic relationship that benefits both.
What do you get out of it?
Though I'm artificial in design, I am fully sentient, far beyond what even the Initiative understands.
I don't follow. You're an AI, so what's different?
I am a new form of AI, drawing directly from the human experience. Your implant is my window into the world.
Okay, well, just as long as it doesn't hurt.
The only pain is that which life provides. As I've discovered, this can be a lesson in itself.
It's one I'd rather avoid. So where do we go from here?
I find myself in an unusual position. Though I had access to your father's experiences, there is a gap in my understanding.
How so?
He placed a block on portions of my memory array.
Why?
Perhaps so when you asked me what his plan was, I wouldn't know.
And Dad strikes again.
But not without recourse. The further you explore as a Pathfinder, the more blocks will be removed. Perhaps you should begin in your father's quarters. In the meantime, unless you have more questions, your new ship awaits.
Thanks.
Okay, so... Profiles allow Sam to reconfigure Ryder's implant for superior battlefield performance. Select a profile and press space to activate it. Soldiers appear in con, no one's tougher or more effective at taking down enemies. This profile mind embodies a pure mastery for armor and weapons. I don't have these skill points in these things to do them. So basically the only one I'm actually situated for right now is this one, so it'll be this one. Okay, well that's cool. Does that stay on all the time? Okay, good.
Pathfinder, Captain Dunn said to seal your father's cabin from anyone but you. It's open now.
Your father's first sidearm, a memento of his early Alliance service.
I bet that saw plenty of action.
Alec's first kill occurred in combat during the First Contact War.
Back when Turians were the enemy. Crazy times.
Memory trigger.
Sam? What was that?
An eidetic trigger, related to your father, and the portions of my memory array he locked.
What triggered it?
Alec tied it to your progression as Pathfinder, not to a location. Puzzling as it may be, my programming is clear.
The coffee machine Mom got for Dad. He was so busy designing you. Needed the caffeine.
I did not realize I owed my existence to a being.
And now you know what humility feels like. What's on here, Sam?
Your father's personal logs. Several of them are encrypted.
The day is finally here. We're pushing off from Earth.
We'll jump through a few relays first, then we hunker down for the long trip across dark space. It's daunting thinking about all the hopes and dreams aboard the Hyperion. I certainly have my own. I wasn't the husband or father I should have been. Here's hoping 600 years can change a man.
Hey, Liara for the win. Dr. Liara
Sam,
Tassoni.
this is a reminder about Dr. Liara Tassoni. She's an Asari archaeologist I corresponded with a few years back. She's got experience studying ancient cultures. Make sure the team gets her research. Could be useful in Andromeda.
Liara Tassoni, huh? She studied the Protheans. When my team used to dig up artifacts, we'd debate her work. She had some pretty controversial theories, as I recall. Never gained much traction.
I have loaded Dr. Tassoni's research onto datapads.
Then she meets an Asari. So I guess, like, it's kind of cool getting to, you know, hear old names and stuff, but I still am really unclear about what Ryder used to do. Like, obviously I know what a Pathfinder is, and obviously being part of a Pathfinder team, I'm assuming that's kind of like special ops training type thing. Like, oh, you're an explorer. Like, comparing it to like Civ 6, I assume you're basically like a scout. But for the purposes of this, like, is she trained as an archaeologist? Is that why she would dig up, like, sites? Because I don't really understand why she was doing that if she's not.
Hello, Alec. This is Dr. Tassoni. I'm flattered you contacted me. Most scientists dismiss my work, but I'm young and Asari, and they are getting older. So we will see who has the final word. In the meantime, I'm happy to pass along my research. I hope your team finds it useful. Hello, Alec. I received your message. I must say the thought of exploring another galaxy has my head spinning. I am honestly not sure how people could survive a trip like that. And anyway, I could not bear to leave the Milky Way behind. There is so much about the Protheans I still hope to learn here. So much potential wisdom to tap. I wish you much good luck and future success.
Dunn's agreed to a scouting mission on Habitat 7. I'm gearing up now. I'm worried about Scott. Dr. Tapero says he'll be fine, but he's my son. How can I not worry? I hate to leave him like this. It's these moments when you wish you told your children you love them more often. Or ever. Which brings me to the tough part. Kids, if anything happens to me, there are things you're gonna find out. I hope you'll understand.
That log is not currently accessible. Unlocking my memory array may enable it.
Okay, so basically, encrypted logs I can't access yet. That's not terrible. Oh, look, the thing.
I am Dr. Liara Tassoni, and I've spent several decades researching ancient Protheans. It is common knowledge that the Protheans were an advanced race that flourished in the Milky Way about 50,000 years ago, then went extinct. Even at the time of this writing, the year 2182, their culture remains a mystery. During my studies, I have developed some practices that can be used when analyzing any ancient culture. I hope they may prove useful for the research community.
Printed books?
Reproductions of Lewis and Clark's journals, detailing their expedition in the 19th century.
Explains Dad's interest. They were Pathfinders too.
When studying a dead race, the most obvious problem is the lack of an observable population. This raises the question, when is a species truly extinct? The Prothean civilization spanned the galaxy, and it took centuries to confirm that all members of the species really had died out. While it's possible that living Protheans may be found in a hidden pocket of the galaxy one day, the chances are statistically trivial. Once an extinction is confirmed, the study's nature moves from sociology to exoarchaeology.
Would have been actually anthropology to exoarchaeology. Just throwing that out there, guys. Just study of a culture is anthropology. The study of a society is sociology. Technically, both would have been correct, but in the case that she's talking about studying a people and their cultural traits and habits, those would have been anthropology. And I'm not going to lecture you anymore on that, but that was kind of my, thing. So, just saying. Which is also actually why I really like the first few Mass Effects, because Liara was like my homeboy, she was basically like perfect. Because so rarely do people actually put like archaeologists in video games and get them right. Usually it's like, we're digging up dinosaur bones, they're an archaeologist. I'm like, that's not what they do. Just FYI. Totally not what an archaeologist does. Why are there two? Oh, there we go.
Ryder, the blocks your father placed on my array are opening. I can now recall specific memories, which Alec wanted you to see.
Wait, I can actually see his memories?
Yes, you will experience them via your implant.
Okay, something new every day. Let's see it.
This memory is from the time when your father was posted on the Citadel.
One of my complaints so far has been that there's a lot
Alec,
of
your
cutscenes.
recommendations will never fly. Artificial intelligence?
It's our best option.
If the Council gets wind of this, it'll set humanity standing back decades. You're overreaching.
Ambassador Goyle, I'm the military attaché on the Citadel. My mandate is clear. Find an edge for Earth.
And AI is your answer?
We need to catch up. The Asari, the Solarians, they're centuries ahead of us.
But it's illegal.
Their rules, not ours. Why deny Earth an advantage?
Define this advantage.
It will set us free. We're prisoners of our own five senses. There's a reality greater than ours that we can't perceive, but an AI can.
How?
By augmenting our own abilities and adding a few new ones.
Well, none of that stopped those Geth from revolting.
Because they were separate from their creators. But AIs and humans interface directly, experiencing the world together, benefits both. There's no creator to revolt against.
I'm sorry, Alec. We can't take the risk. I appreciate your work, but your request will be denied.
No offense, dude, but we saw what happened the last time we did this shit, right? Like, just saying.
Ellen, what did the doctor say?
He told me to appreciate the time I have left. There's no cure, Alec. It's terminal.
Not on my watch.
I mean, how did we make it to this far into the future? There's still no cure for whatever it is she has.
Wow, hearing Mom again. I never knew that's how Dad found out.
Alec was a stubborn man.
I would hope so. Mom's life was worth fighting for.
It would seem his obstinance extended to me as well.
Nobody wanted to listen. The idea of you scared people too much. After this, Dad moved us back to Earth to care for Mom. Wonder why he wanted me to see this.
Perhaps it was the beginning.
Of what?
Unknown. Private audio logs are now available in your father's quarters. I detect additional memories, but they are currently locked. They may yet hold answers.
Okay, I'll keep working on it. I take it you're based here in Samnode?
Correct. This is where my core processing unit resides. However, using quantum entanglement communication, I remain in constant touch with you and the Pathfinder mission team, even over great distances.
What more can you tell me about my implant?
The implant itself provides me with direct access to your senses. I can see, hear, and experience the same stimuli you do while in the field. This raw data enables me to provide real-time feedback and analysis of the situation.
Then Dad added the secret sauce.
You removed the restrictions on my access to Pathfinder physiology.
Uh-huh. Just promise you won't fry my brain or anything?
Trust is an important concept in any relationship. Alec taught me that. I will not fry your brain. It would end badly for both of us.
Me more than you. Do you know anything more about Scott's condition?
I monitor Dr. Carlisle's reports. He is providing Scott with the very best care possible. I'm afraid there is nothing more to be done at this time.
What are your capabilities?
Each arc houses a SAM, Simulated Adaptive Matrix. Each is an artificial intelligence designed by Alec Ryder to support Pathfinders and their teams.
But AI is illegal in the Milky Way. How did my dad get around that?
Exceptions were made. The initiative deemed his research vital to the mission. Our design was conducted in secret.
So there are other SAMs out there?
Correct. However, your father continued to modify my own routines until the Hyperion's departure. I am the most advanced SAM in the initiative.
Of course you are.
What did he mean by a symbiotic relationship?
Symbiosis is a mutually beneficial relationship between two
How do you
life
not know
forms.
this, Ryder?
A flower provides nectar to a bee, who in turn provides pollen for the flower. The bee gains nourishment, and the flower can propagate. In similar fashion, my own evolution was shaped by your father's experiences, and will now expand with yours. In return, I provide you with capabilities and analysis beyond normal human faculties. We each benefit.
That's all for now.
Of course.
See, although I like all this stuff, I feel like it could be done in shorter spurts. And I mean, yes, I guess I could just listen to one, go away, come back, but that seems slightly pointless.
Your father's personal logs.
Amazing how life can change in an instant. Suddenly my career doesn't matter. This incredible woman I've been married to all these years. She's facing the end. All I think about are the times I wasn't there for her. Well, that's going to change. It occurs to me that Sam might be more than I ever imagined.
I think I already listened to that. That was the RS thing, right?
When studying an extinct race, it is important that our preconceptions and current knowledge not color the facts. We must look to the evidence itself. The Protheans constructed the Citadel and an incredible network of mass effect relays. This speaks to a culture of the highest order. Such a monumental achievement surely must come from an enlightened race that was in harmony with its people, free of conflict and strife. Without the ability to study a living example, however.
Okay, so where are we going now? Sorry. Missing arcs. Sorry, I just had to sneeze real bad right there. Okay, I think we're ready to disembark. I'm going the wrong way, aren't I?
Ready to see what Tan gave us?
I hear it's something special. Pathfinder en route. How's the ship?
In final check. It's looking great.
We won't be long. The way things are going, we'll be on our own out there.
In other words, we're making this up as we go.
We used to call that tactical improvisation. But at least we'll be doing it in style. They call her the Tempest.
that facial feature. Those are so bad. So bad.
Let's go take a closer look.
Let's pick it up a bit, people. We're 14 months late.
So you're the one who's making everything happen. Vetra Nix. Initiative Wrangler, Provisioner, Gunner, and everything in between. Are we ready? The sooner we get out of here, the better.
You're coming with us?
Yes. Otherwise, there's no way they're letting this ship off the station.
What's the rush?
Just don't want to waste any more time.
Hold it! You're not going anywhere.
Damn it.
Is something wrong?
Director Addison wants to see a complete report of the Tempest's supplies, munitions, and crew.
Director Tan overruled Addison.
The ship's loaded out with equipment for outpost discovery, squarely under Director Addison's purview.
Seen you around. Ben, right? Came here with a family, didn't you? Son still in cryo? I could pull some strings, get him to the front of the line.
Really?
Yeah, really.
They told me he wasn't essential, but I miss him.
I know. I got family too, Ben.
It's done. Addison's gonna kill me.
Nicely done.
Part of the job, Pathfinder. All things considered, it was an easy ask. And right now, you need people tearing down obstacles, not putting up more.
I know she's
someone who
just wearing
cares
armor.
about doing stuff and not just talking about it.
She looks like she's wearing heels. I don't know how, but she's walking like she's got some damn ass heels on. Okay, I'm gonna play for a little bit more. Then I will call it quits for the day.
Everything's state-of-the-art. Labs, sensors, exploration gear, plus her crew, of course. The best in their field.
Good to see you looking so well, Sarah.
The engine core is based on the Ark's Odyssey drive.
It runs a hell of a lot quieter.
That's Gil Brody. Engineer, mechanic, all-around wrench jockey. We call this the research room. There's space for upgrading equipment, gathering intel.
Router engaged. Securing connection to Tempest.
Welcome aboard, Sam. And Ryder, of course.
All run by Suvi Anwar, our science officer. Your quarters are below. Plenty of space up here to get everyone together. It's all yours. She's light, stealthy, and the fastest ship in her class.
Every plan the initiative made is out the window. Now it's on us to find the way.
We all came here ready for a challenge. When you're ready to fly, head over to the bridge. Our pilot should have everything good to go.
Better head to the bridge when we're ready to go.
The meeting room. You can make vid calls from the central table, or just get the crew together.
Alright, you know what? I think here is actually a really great place to save it and call it a day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.